Yeah. Okay. Well, we're starting. The agenda is the change of command, really, right?
Right.
Um, you had the incoming governor, Eli. What?
I'm going to email him. I think I have his email. I'll email him and give him the meeting number just in case he couldn't find it. He's supposed to come on. He accepted. Robin.
Yeah.
He accepted to come on tonight, but I don't see him yet.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I saw we had Linda Chapman flicking on the screen there a while ago, but she seems to have disappeared for now. We still have Ray Cornelius to come in, our longtime treasurer. If Eli isn't here, how do we go about this? We press gang Will Miller into doing the job?
Oh yeah, that's yeah. I mean, we have a governor on here, so all he has to do is hold up his beer and say, 18, 19, go for it, and I suppose that's it. I mean, if we have a past district governor, we're good.
Sorry, my signal is fading for some reason on the hearing.
Yeah,
I think, Andy, you need to take it over.
Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to. Yeah, you know what? I apologize because I see I got a decline from somebody who couldn't come on tonight. But I apologize. I somehow gave the wrong Zoom number, so that's why that's why some of the people probably were on that other link. So there we are. But Robin, will you open it? I apologize. I'm going to try to get our governor, our incoming governor. Maybe he will come on. If not, we have an incredible past district governor, Will, who probably will be able to charge the duties for the president and the board if we have some people on here tonight. So do you want to open it and maybe introduce everybody? Everybody can introduce themselves, and then I can see if I can get our governor on.
Okay, David, let's be introducing yourself.
Hi, David Croner from near Miami, Florida, member of the E Club, member of a few other clubs before that, also involved with our as a chair of a fellowship group.
Okay, and I'm Robin Foley, long time, 10-year member of the E Club, past president and now secretary. And just doing our thing. But first of all, I think we really should be welcoming Will and Alicia to our ranks. Yes. You make the E Club very proud by gracing us with your membership. No two ways about it. And, we certainly hope that you will be able to contribute. Maybe you thought you were going to rest on your laurels, Will, but stepping into the E Club, we're a very small group, and we have to press gang people into taking offices. So we'll follow up on that later on, but you are put on notice, for sure. You're not going to be riding your bike all over the place. Yeah. And sorry?
I say I understand, and
your sound is very low, Will.
Oh, really? Otherwise, I would talk closer into it. Is that still a problem?
Is anybody else having the same sound problem?
I hear everybody well.
Okay. Well,
My,
it's
my sound is fine. The problem is that Will doesn't have enough bandwidth. Will, you got to turn off some of your Wi-Fi stuff in the house. Your sound and your video quality is compromised because of the bandwidth issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be.
So he's the technical guy, yeah. And anyway, my hearing is bad because I got two of these guys. So, okay. That's why I tried to pass the ball to Andy, because he's younger and he can hear better than I can.
Well, that's David's the youngest, and he can hear better than all of us. He's laughing. David's a year younger than me, so I know that. Okay, so I sent an email to our incoming governor, so hopefully he'll get it. Maybe he'll come on, or so forth, and maybe he won't. So again, I apologize for that. I just misread the Zoom for tomorrow night for tonight. So, but at least David will tell you. At least I'm getting those meeting invites out there, right, David? So that's one good thing. So we're good to go. So I want to welcome the Millers. Thank you so much for thinking about us and coming on with the E-Club of Southeast USA and the Caribbean. And again, boy, that's a comfortable couch, Will. I tell you, you know what? I think next meeting we're going to have it right in your living room, because I would fall asleep. It looks so good, that leather couch.
It's pretty
So I'm sitting in it. So I don't know, but so this is my second year of being the president of the club. I took over the reins from the incredible Robin Foley, who you see on your top right screen. Robin was president, I think, for 3 years, and I came late to an E-Club meeting, so of course they gave it to me. You know how that goes, right? You're late for a meeting and you get to be president or whatever. So it's better than when they cut your tie, right? The sergeant of arms cut your tie. I think that happened to me at one Rotary Club over the years. So you have to be very careful where you go and how those scissors are. So it's not good if you have a good tie, right? So yeah. So this is my second year. We've done some really interesting things. So I'm going to let Robin also talk about probably the most incredible thing that we've done in the E-Club this year, which is really a global piece that our club has done. And Robin will fill you in on that, because to give you the background, I think, Will, as a past governor, you kind of see that what this little E-Club has done, the speck in the E-Club universe, is pretty exciting. So that's really cool. As Will, I think the Millers can understand this, and certainly Will, being a Rotarian, I'm sure, for many years. Our club, we've had our ups and downs. I think one of our big trials is getting people to come on our meetings. We usually have a meeting, a general meeting every month, and then we have a board meeting probably the week after. David, as you see, comes to most meetings. Robin's obviously at everyone. Ray, our treasurer, is at most of them, if not all. So, and we have a couple other people. So we, even though I think we do a lot, certainly for our E-Club, and a lot of our Rotarians certainly go to do makeups and in their communities with their on-ground clubs. So we do a lot, and I think that's really a great effort for our Rotarians. But as I said, I think sometimes not having the one-on-one with a on-ground club can, to some Rotarians can be that missing link. We have a lot of Rotarians who have joined us from on-ground clubs because maybe business, travel, personal issues where they can't do it. Sometimes after a while they go back. I think the good thing is that we don't really lose a lot of Rotarians. I think it would be awful if we lose them from our online club or from a Rotary club out of Rotary. And as you and Will, I know you know, Dave knows, and Robin, that certainly I'd much rather lose somebody from our club and go to an on-ground club or another club and stay in Rotary, obviously, than if they don't find a challenge or something that might be lacking with us. I spoke to I left messages this last week for quite a few of our Rotarians, some of which I don't know too well. I've introduced myself and left messages, and that's the key word there. I left messages with my phone number and whatever, and I'm sorry to say that really nobody called me back, and I think Robin's had this issue. So I really am thankful again to have the statesmanship, Will, and again, forgive me if I'm throwing it all out to you and whatever, but again, it's wonderful to have you joining us and your wife. I think it'll be incredible for the E Club. And David has been a member of Rotary for 45 years. Just a quick thing, David and I know each other for 45 years because we were with the Rotary Club of Val Harbor. I think I might have joined a little bit, David, a couple months before you, way back in the day. So we know each other for a long time and have been friends for too many years. So when David got to the E Club, he recommended me, and make great friends. Even though I haven't met Robin in person, I feel like I've known Robin for years. So that's really one of the nice things. I think if you give it a chance, the E Club is really, it's a lot of fun, and you do make some nice friendships, even though it's with people that hopefully you'll meet, but certainly you can chat and call and Zoom with for, however long a period of time that you like. So before we talk about a little bit what we've done in the past and hopefully what we want to do in the future, and then maybe, Will, as I said, I could get you just to say a few words and if you don't mind, maybe to, and I'm sure, it might be a little ad-libbing, but it's okay to just do a few words and whatever, and just ad-lib the, a little of the Rotary, the little Rotary, I call it speakease, for, the president and the board and so forth. I think the only two board members really here tonight are for Robin and myself. So we can, get that. We can always, at another meeting, a bigger meeting, we could always try to get our governor on or our assistant governor if everybody would like it to be a little bit more by the book. But if you don't mind doing that, because we only have 4 days to the official calendar year for the 2018-19 Rotary year, that would be wonderful. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, as I said, I've been with Rotary on and off for about 45 years. This is my second time as a president, and this would be my third year. I was president of Rotary Club of Val Harbor, I think 11 years ago. So this will be the second time. I've also been an assistant governor for 4 or 5 years, and 69-90. I was in 69-30, and now I'm in 69-50. So it's been a lot of fun. I've done a lot of different posts from as I said, being assistant governor, doing I can't even think of them all now, but I've done quite a few things with in district over the years. I really enjoyed it, and as I said, it's really nice. I enjoyed being president again, and as I said, I'm hoping this year we can really get more members, more of our Rotarian members involved to do things, whether that means calling them up and really asking them to take on, running a committee or sergeant of arms, which we can certainly try as even online. That should be interesting. And really stepping up also to be for president-elect, because I suppose if we can't find anybody, it will be me again for the third year in a row. But hopefully we will find somebody to give them that challenge. So with that being said, I'm going to throw it over to Robin, Will, because you don't know too much about this, but Robin's going to tell you about a really incredible thing that our club did this past year, how we kind of got into it. And Robin will give you the abbreviated talk. Now, if you go on our website, Robin kind of touches on this every week. But if you have a couple minutes on that comfortable couch of yours, I'm sure Robin will give you the quick talk. So Robin, I gave you the whole thing there, drum roll. So I'm going over to you and telling you our big thing that we did for the 2017-18 Rotary year.
No real big thing, but we decided that maybe we could better engage our members by giving a scholarship to a secondary school student on the island of Dominica, and that our members would possibly correspond with the student, a little bit of interaction, get people to come online. The Rotary Club in Portsmouth, Dominica, selected the student for us. The reason we went for a secondary school scholarship was because we are a small club and our funds are not that large. A college scholarship was out of the way, but we felt that by providing a secondary school scholarship in a better school for a bright kid, that they would be better placed themselves to go after scholarships when it came to their senior year. So we did that, and we got a bright young lady down in Dominica, and a few of us decided that we'd like to give her a laptop and backpack and some more school supplies. I have a lot of friends in Dominica because I worked in the islands for about 8 years, and I was in Dominica probably at least a week every month. And they were asking me when was I coming down again. So I decided I would take the backpack down and present it to our student. And the meeting was to be held on a Thursday evening. And the Monday before Hurricane Maria hit the island, we had Irma up here, and I was watching that because it was probably going to come up to Pensacola, and then it was going over Tampa, and then it went over to Miami, and then went back to Tampa. So I got to Dominica anyway. I didn't think I'd be able to get a flight out, but the airlines were able to do it. So I got there, and lo and behold, here I am helping my friend in his little boutique bed and breakfast hurricane-proof his place, and the steps they were taking were miserable. They weren't even wrapping polythene around TVs in the bar and taking down breakables and that kind of stuff. It was unreal. I don't know if I sent you a copy of the video that I made describing my experience there. But anyway, suffice to say, Maria came, the school was destroyed, the place I was staying in was pretty well destroyed. I had no communication with anybody up here in the States until about the third day. Fortunately, there's a big medical school down there in Dominica, Ross, or part of DeVry now, and they had about 1,000 students, 75% American. And so the State Department was involved, and my people up here contacted the State Department. The following Saturday morning, I was out helping clear debris again around this place, and this guy came up and he said, "Who's Foley?" And I said, "That's me." He said, "There's a helicopter down below, leaving in half an hour, you're going to be on it." So I got a ride on a Huey helicopter over to the airport, 12 of us sitting on the floor in there. One guy injured, they were taking him out to a hospital. And we got to the airport, and it was flattened, but the runway was serviceable. And the Marines were there taking care of things, and it was by the numbers. Man, I was so impressed. And then I got a ride on a C-130 over to Martinique so that I could then find my way home from there. My only problem with the C-130 was there was no beverage cart, but that was okay. In any event, I never met the student. The school was destroyed. We have posted pictures. It's on our Facebook page. There's a lot of it on our Facebook page. In fact, I'm using our Facebook page as a kind of a center for all things Dominican and their efforts at recovery currently. So I never met her, didn't know whether she was dead or alive, saw the school, saw one of the teachers at the school who was a member of the Portsmouth Rotary Club who had lost her roof. No water, no electricity, people bathing in the rivers. It was terrible. And there was a lot of looting going on down there. The police just couldn't cope with the thing. But in any event, when I got back here, the guys in Cordova Rotary that I hang with, I go to breakfast with them every Thursday morning. They decided I should do a presentation on the visit, which I did. And they made a videotape. It's not the greatest, but it describes what happened. And we used it as a fundraiser for Dominican disaster relief. The initial plan was to replace fishermen's fish pots down there because fishermen lost boats, engines, nets, everything. But the figuring was if they could at least get them back to work, they could catch some fish, they'd be providing food, they could probably earn some money and get the economy off its feet because tourism is the 90% of the economy down there, and that was just wiped out. So Rotary Club in Portsmouth did a pilot project on that, and it nearly wiped them out. Half of their membership, of course, had evacuated from the island because there were staff at the medical university. And all the locals that were left had roof damage, business damage, injuries, all sorts of stuff. So we were scrambling then to come up with what are we going to do with the money. We raised $13,500. And the school that we did the scholarship for the student in had a computer room that was totally demolished. And we came up with a proposal to replace the equipment in the computer room. And we were a little bit short, but we raised the remaining money. And in fact, during the last week, I've paid some of the vendors to ship it down. The plan is to install it in late August. They're supposed to be roofing the school during the summer. The kids have been in tents down there at school. And it's now 6 months later, and barely 50% of the customers in the island have got electricity back. A lot of them still don't have water down there. Like, it's not as bad as Puerto Rico, but that's it. So that was the project we did and more or less have wrapped up. So it was fortuitous in a way that, you know, we were able to do some good down there on top of the scholarship. And that student has, of course, her studies were all upset with they lost the roof on their house, they lost all their furniture, all the clothing, bedclothes, all sorts of stuff. And they live in kind of shacks, really. So there was a lot of disruption there. Her grades slipped, but you know, what can you do? But we will still do the scholarship for her for the second year, which will be her senior year in high school. So that was the main project. Of course, we have also done S4TL. One of our members, Earl Halley, was a kind of a prime mover in that. And we used to do a 50-50 with another club, but upon Earl's passing, we decided to do a full stipend for a student for that, which we had again this year. We're waiting on a write-up from the young lady that was selected down there. And we help out Toys for Tots, and there was People Helping People, a project in the local 6950 district that we contributed to. Like, our dues are modest and we don't pass the hat. So we do as well as we can with what we have. And we've been able to raise some money with a Tree of Remembrance here in Pensacola as well. Although the outlook for that is a bit dodgy because the mall changed our location last year, and we went from $11,000 in 3 weeks before Christmas to just nearly 4 last year. So we may not be doing that again this year. So that's the Dominica project, and that's the height of our activity. And of course, Andy is pictured with Barry Rasson, who he knows, which is cool. And I think he's got John Smars lined up for a video, a Zoom call with us later on, which is great. You take it up from there, Andy.
Yeah. Well, and David, I think we have John has agreed to come on. I think it's July 26th. So I'm going to speak tomorrow night when we get on this this e-conference call with the different clubs and see if they want to be a part of that. John, he originally was going to come and talk to our club, and I said, John, we don't have that many people. If we can get it out to these different e-clubs and anybody else, I think it would be great because obviously, as you know, Will, he's the assistant to President Barry this year. So that's pretty exciting. So he travels not only with him, but all around. He was zone director, I think, in 2011-12 for 33 and 34. So he's certainly done a great job. Very personable. I'm sure you probably met him at Pets or probably know him well. And great speaker. So, and he spoke this year at Pets, and he was also Barry's assistant. So I got to talk to him, and I gave him my card, and he said, I'd love to do it. A lot of times it's so busy, and they say they'd love to do it, and you don't hear from them. And he emailed me back a couple of weeks ago, and I said, I haven't forgotten, and I would be happy to talk to your club. So I'm really excited, and I've been calling our members. This last week, I spoke to a message for about 15 people. And I did mention not only tonight, but also that July 26th, 7 o'clock meeting with John. So I think that'll be great because obviously, even I don't expect Barry will be on that call, but I think it will be awesome to have John on, really letting everybody know, what Barry's going to be working on for this year. So that's going to be very, very exciting. So as I said, I'm going to try to, when I talk tomorrow night to the different presidents, and we have a couple of past district governors who are part of that, to see if they'd be interested that we get everybody on that night. So maybe I would love if we get 30 or 40 or more Rotarians on, that they really could listen to John for 40, 45 minutes, and obviously he would take questions. So I think it's kind of a feather in our cap for our E-Club and something really fun and interesting to do for this incoming Rotary year. And Robin has a comment. Robin.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention to Will that Andy and I participated in a Zoom conference with I think it's the Rotary Club of East Anglia. They had captured Ian Risley to address the meeting and answer questions. And there was about 55 people on the call from all over the world. It was really a neat experience. And the E-Club Assembly thing that we do with the E-Club of the Carolinas, and there was an E-Club of the Caribbean, and one or two others. But it's interesting, and it's great to get with like-minded people, and it takes us out of the realm of the 5 or 6 hardy old chestnuts that are on every time on our own show. Yep.
And I think that's just really and And then maybe by that.
Andy, your microphone sucks. We can't hear a word you're saying. It's completely unintelligible. All we're hearing is electronic noise.
You sound like an alien.
Try unplugging and replugging it. See if that helps. Terrible, terrible, unintelligible. It's electronic chatter. No words are coming through.
Song out of
I'll get logged back on again.
Your mic is muted now.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
A tiny bit, but you're going to have to either speak really loud or do something with it.
Okay. Okay, well, is that better? Can you hear me now a little bit better?
A little bit, but you're going to have to speak darn loud. Sorry for the people in the mall.
I'm almost yelling over here.
I can barely hear you. Robin can't hear you. Will and Alicia, can you hear him?
Barely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I had you on the phone, and now I have it here, so I don't know what to do. It could be, it's probably my internet. I'm, at the store in the mall, and it's not always that good. So that could be.
Your internet is fine. It's your microphone that's having an issue.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me turn this off. Let's try something. Is that better?
Big improvement, massive improvement.
Okay, great. That's the one thing with online and whatever, and I teach online too. So okay, so I don't have to yell as much.
You have to yell a little more.
So getting back, we're going to try to do the poll to find out what times of the day would be good for our members. Maybe change it up a little bit. 7 o'clock 1 month and maybe an afternoon another, or see what we could do to get our Rotarians to come on a little bit more and a little bit more often and get involved. So we'll definitely get to that poll going. We talked about doing a poll, a calendar of dates and so forth, where people will know when our meetings are and not just tell them a week before. So we want to get those things out to make sure everybody knows when they are and what we're going to be talking about and so forth, and for them to come on. And then also things we want to do is get chairs for different committees and things we're working on. We have the same people. It's the 80-20 rule that the 20% are working on 80% of everything else. So if that, it's really the 100% working on, everything. So we'd like to try to see what we can do for that. So we're really trying to change it up a little bit. I think we had a little bit of progress this coming year, but as we talk about with the other e-clubs, even though I think they get more people on their meetings, they do have some issues and problems and so forth. Again, it's, not like going to an on-ground brick and mortar meeting where, hopefully people show up or most people show up, and then sometimes they don't either. So this has been a challenge for us. And again, some people not showing up obviously don't know what we're doing. We want to keep them engaged. We want to keep them interested, what's happening with us, what we're doing what's happening with Rotary, so forth. A lot of our Rotarians are not or haven't gone to RLI. It would be really exciting if some of our members would do that. Something we proposed, and obviously we can pay for that. So there are a lot of things we'd like to work on. It's the E-Club is a different animal. I think it's really here to stay. But as I said, I think when we get people coming onto these meetings, getting more involved with what we're working on, being part of the process, I think they'll find it interesting, hopefully challenging and engaging, and we'll be able to keep them on and give them tasks and things for them to do. So that's my big challenge this year. Something I'd love to do where we have a call. As I said, I think we had Ms. Chapman on earlier, Karen. So that would have given us 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 people. And Robin will tell you 6 people on a call like this is pretty good, because we've literally had what, Robin, 3 people, 4 people, and that was a lot. So with having about 26, 27 people, it's really kind of embarrassing to have these kinds of, people showing up. Again, I apologize, some people, giving them the wrong Zoom meeting, but I don't think that was the specific case tonight. So that's some of the things we want to work on. I know Robin's had some of these issues. We talk about it. We talk about it in our committee meetings and so forth, in our board meetings and whatever, what we can do, how to challenge people and whatever. We're getting some younger people. Our chair who's doing our programs is young. So I think it's great that she has gotten really involved in getting some great programs. She's really enjoying it. So that is something that's really great to see. And hopefully she might bring in some younger members too. Robin.
Yeah, you mentioned Ashley being a younger member. We're looking at how do we attract, people coming out of Rotaract. And the question for a lot of these younger people coming out is funding. A lot of us have funds, companies pay for it or whatever, but these are starting off and funding is limited. So we decided to do a reduced fee for people under, I think it's 40, $135, $140 or $35 a quarter. It covers our outgo to RI, and it gets them in touch with Rotary. And we'd like to expand that a little bit more if we could. There was some pushback in that, well, Rotary isn't for everybody, but we need members, and attracting the younger people is very important. So that's just that we have this program for anybody under, I think it's 40, whatever the age is, at that reduced rate, on the understanding that if they start making money, they can contribute some more.
Right. And Will, one thing I'm working on, which I think you'll find really interesting, I'm working with, I'm a professor at Lynn University in Boca Raton, Florida, and I spoke to our vice president of student services, and we were talking about Rotaract, having a Rotaract club, but I want to do it a step farther. I would love to have an online Rotaract club. And it could even be a hybrid where they would meet on ground and online. So I think would be great, something maybe our club could start putting that together with Lynn University. I spoke to, again, the vice president. I've spoken to a couple of students, and they thought it was a great idea. They know of Rotary, but with their time and situation, they told me they really feel that something online would be a lot easier for them to get involved with their time schedules than even something on ground. So I think it's something that
That's in Boca Raton?
Yeah. So we have it. I mean, it would be great if it obviously could be done through 6950 instead of 6930. So that would be good. I mentioned that quickly to John when I saw him at PETS, And he said that several years ago, something like that was tried, and it didn't really do much. But again, that was several years ago. As I said, I kind of did a, I worked with the vice president. We called in a couple students and we spoke to them, and they really, really loved the idea. So it's something that we could work on in our club, and it could be something that could be really exciting. So, and again, it's something I think if that really could fly and do well, I could see that in the Rotarian. I could see a lot of write-up with that, you know, not only with what the E-clubs are doing, but certainly as far as Rotaract. I think there was a whole Rotaract thing, what, a month or two ago in Rotarian, talking about Rotaract. So I think this could be really, really great. So it could be another initiative. One last thing, I don't want to keep you too long. I know we started late, but, and then Will, I'd love to get a couple comments from you. And you know what, I don't want to put you on the spot. So what we can do in July, let's try to get maybe, you know, maybe 10, 15 members on. I can call them again, have everybody on, and we can officiate that, you know, maybe we can get our Governor Eloy on. If not, maybe then we'll, you know, if you want to do it, you'll be on, and you know, you can go through your governor notes, because I don't want, you know, I don't want to put you on the spot tonight because I didn't ask you beforehand. So not the Rotary, not the Rotary thing to do, huh?
But I would, if he's not available, I'd certainly glad to help out.
Okay, great.
In July. Yeah,
Awesome.
just so that you know, I'm starting this Friday. I'm undergoing a full shoulder joint replacement surgery.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to be a little bit under the weather for a few weeks. So I'll be in a hospital a few days, which is why I really wanted to get on this meeting tonight to meet you all.
Well, I think that's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Good luck with that, Will.
Yeah.
That's going to slow you down a little bit. That's for sure. What you do? Throw you out of bed or something?
Yes, the best nurse.
No. I've got Nurse Alicia who's going to take care of me.
The best nurse. But so that will be pretty interesting. So, you know, those are just some things we want to you know, to work on. I think that would be pretty good for this Rotary year. And you know, we have some challenges. I think you know, certainly we can you know, get past them. And again, you know, really excited to have you two on board, you know, David and so forth. I wish we had, you know, some more people on here tonight, but you know, obviously that's not the case. So, but you know, one last thing I did want to mention, and I had a long conversation with Robin as I was, Robin was working on, and I was getting a meeting with our Assistant Governor, Karen. I think we were pretty much almost on the borderline of getting a presidential citation for this year. Probably we might have been able to do it. And then I told Robin, I said, Robin, you know what? I'm not gonna go and spend all my time filling all this stuff in, because you know what? I want to do it when we have a club, when we have members who are going to take the tasks and do all those things. I don't want to do it. It's not fair that I do it, David, Robin, Ray, and whatever. And then, you know, for next year, we have the presidential citation. I think everybody needs to work on that, not just 3 or 4 people, to make the club look good. So even though I think we had quite a few of the things for that, we did lose a couple members. We did bring back, we did find a couple. So a few areas there that we might have had shortcoming. I think we had put our you know, heads to the stone. Possibly we would have had it, but I think everybody working on it, the citation, I don't think, from talking to John and President Barry and hearing from Pets, there are very few changes in it. So I think it's certainly very doable. I think it would be great for the E-Club. You know, a lot of our Rotarians in the club are Paul Harris Fellows, and Robin will tell you, I think at one point everybody was a Paul Harris Fellow. So as I said, one of my things moving forward for 2018-19 is that we all get together. I will we'll go over the presidential citation tasks with our incoming assistant governor, and everybody will have tasks to do. So by the end of next year, fiscal year, hopefully we can do that as a group and not just a couple of people doing it for everybody to make our e-club look good. So that was my thought.
Okay.
And just wanted to pass that
something to share here real quick,
yeah.
if I may. You know, as a past district governor, of course, I bring a lot to the table, but I wanted to give Alicia just a minute to share a couple things about her experience, where I think
sure
as a, and particularly Alicia, with the experience she's going to share with you real quickly, can bring a lot to the e-club. Go ahead, Alicia.
Okay, so I've been involved in many aspects of, well, it's plant business. I've been in board of directors, a plant consortium, plant business consortium. I've also been at the council level of Boy Scouts, where I had to bring together several different, not only clubs, but districts, which were made of these different, and organize and what do I say, prioritize, and just bring everybody together and be very successful in the task at hand. And
bottom line, she raised an entire building.
well, a brand new council building to house all the council members. But I've been looking forward to being a part of an organization. My father was a Rotarian, but being a part of I could actually perform at the level I was performing for Boy Scouts.
Yeah, so it's Miller and Miller bonus added.
Wow. And I don't know, Robin, I could see a Miller being a president-elect. I really could. Even a
Without a doubt.
female.
Oh dear.
Not too fast.
I got to some training yet.
Okay. Well, maybe in the future.
Okay. Well then, maybe we should end on the note of doing the four-way test.
Yes. And again, thank you so much, Will and Alicia, for joining us, for coming aboard. I think we're going to have a really nice year, and having your experience, both of you, will be really, really great. And Will, if I don't talk to you for a little while, all the best. You have an incredible nurse.
Okay.
So you're going to be, you're going to get, you know, so, and again, if you get bored, come on a call, email us, say hello. You know, Robin loves, you can have a little ale or whatever. With,
Robin.
He's always up there, and he'll hold a glass up with you.
Okay, join me in the four-way test. First, is it the truth?
Truth.
Second, is it fair to all concerned?
Number three.
Three, will it bring goodwill and better friendships?
And number
four, will it be beneficial to all concerned, right?
So yeah. So again, thank you guys.
Good night, guys, and thanks, Will, and good luck. I'll be talking to you.
Yeah, and have a
Take
great
care.
evening. Thank you, guys.